Many neighborhoods have one, a rundown house with junk and weeds all over the yard, and often even worse inside. Frustrated residents complain again and again, but even when the city takes action, the nasty neighbors are soon at it again. Why can't these guys be stopped? Kim Holland is on our special assignment with a classic case of endless frustration.
Well, I think it's very difficult for the city to handle someone who may be a hoarder.
We've been telling you about John Gallegos for years. He's Albuquerque's #1 hoarder, and he's been a thorn in the side of both the city and his neighbors for most of the last decade and a half.
I have to look at that every morning.
Gallegos likes junk, any kind of junk.
He loves his automobiles. He's got a slew of automobiles scattered throughout the city.
And what does Gallegos do with all this stuff? Well, he usually parks it in the yard of the house he owns on Mesilla Street or the house his mother owns on Terra Drive. Then he lets it sit there and rot.
Trash everywhere, cars everywhere. You know, the garage piled high with trash.
The city has been trying for years to force Gallegos to clean up these eyesores.
We first went to Metropolitan Court over this issue at least 10 years ago.
But until 6 months ago, nothing worked. Gallegos simply would move his junk to another property until the city was satisfied. Then he would start hoarding all over again.
I'm not a doctor. All I know is he has the ability to collect lots of stuff.
We first met Gallegos in 2005. A Larry Barker investigation discovered the Mesilla Street house stuffed from floor to ceiling with trash. Gallegos also had 3 pigs living with him. During an inspection at the Terra Drive home late last year, officials found 8 or 9 dogs living there. Neighbors like Jim Ball are left to deal with the filth.
Well, we get roaches, a lot of roaches.
And Neighborhood Association President Carolyn Merchant says Gallegos' junkyard has led to lower property values and high resident turnover in the area.
It's had a big effect.
In January, after years of getting nowhere, a judge finally took off the kid gloves and got serious. He issued an order authorizing the city to clean up Gallegos' property on Terra Drive anytime it wants for a year. So far, crews have been out to the house twice in the last 6 months to haul away garbage. The city has placed 2 liens on the house for about $3,000 to recoup the cleanup cost. While that still hasn't stopped him from collecting more junk.
They towed everything away last week, and then they brought these 2 trailers and that gray truck and the carport back the day after they towed the stuff away.
It has helped.
I'm satisfied that we had the ability to give the neighbors some relief from Mr. Gallegos.
But unless a judge decides to put Gallegos in jail, the city's current solution is about as good as the situation is likely to get.
I mean, it's horrible, but the city at least is working on trying to get rid of it.
And that work has led to the city's groundbreaking new legal strategy for dealing with Gallegos or any other problem neighbor. Conrad says the city will absolutely ask the judge to continue the court order when it expires January 2012. And the planning department will soon ask for a similar order to be able to forcibly clean up Gallegos' house on Mesilla Street.
As long as he owns property within the city of Albuquerque, I believe that the city and Mr. Gallegos will be in touch.
Kim Holland, KRQE News 13.
John Gallegos also owns a large piece of land in Torrance County. A county official tells us that they have been trying to get him to clean up all the mess, the old cars that he has parked there for years, but the mess remains.